Hello world, welcome back to FlowState on this beautiful day, and I hope you have had a tremendously successful week. A week of alignment, a week of feeling a sense of calm, a sense of clarity with the direction and the momentum that you're creating for yourself in your life. A week of resilience, a week of aligned action. I cannot stress enough aligned action. Aligned action is the catalyst for forward position, okay? You want to be leaning in to the forward position. You want to fail forward as well, something that we might talk about today, something that I think is really relevant in our position in terms of growth and personal development, because you know what? Might as well talk about it now. So, what does it mean to fall forward? Pardon me, what does it mean to fail forward? So, it's inevitable that you will fail in your life. You will go on an adventure or try to accomplish certain things, and it may not go as planned. Looking at it as opportunity to grow, to learn from. Oh, what is this? Avocado seed. Is in essence the practice of growth. There's a lot of things to consider, but first and foremost, being engaged actively in the process of growth. So let's go back to failing forward. When things happen, we have two options. When things happen that are not necessarily achieving what we're looking to do, or there was some kind of deficiency in our system and process that didn't create the output that we were looking for. And so there are two options in that point. One is we sink back into a limiting belief mindset, or two, we activate our growth-oriented mindset and we fail forward in that it's a learning experience. It's not something that is going to change our state. It's not something that we're going to look at as an obstacle that has weighed us down. We're looking at it from a leverageable perspective. We're going to take that deficiency, we're going to learn from it, we're going to know how to manage our time and our efforts differently the next time we're presented with this, and we're going to improve. That's growth. That's personal development. That's that 1% gain that you're looking for. Compounding every day and every time you attempt to do the thing. Every time I press play, every time I press record, it's seeking to do better, seeking to have more presence, more intensity with the topic that I'm talking about in the moment, to be able to then leverage more effectively my hour that I allocate to recording this FlowState podcast and to deliver awesome for you. That is my objective. That is my desire, that every time I record, I'm able to channel the best of what I have to offer and deliver on that promise. It doesn't always flow the way I want it to. It doesn't always end up being this 1 hour consistent stream of consciousness that I seek to create every Wednesday when I record. It's about acceptance, but not just accepting and not taking action. It's about taking action, preparing. And there's a little caveat to that, because if you're dropping in for the first time, you're like, who's this dude? What's he talking about? FlowState. Welcome to the FlowState podcast. Welcome to Everyday Action Coaching. Every Wednesday, I record a 1 hour FlowState, which is centered around a weekly topic and in alignment with the Growth Blueprint curriculum, where we go live every Thursday, ending the previous week. So yesterday, we went live. When you see this, right? Yesterday was Thursday. We went live on Thursday. We had people dropping in from all around the world for training on a particular topic. And yesterday's topic was mindset mastery. And then group coaching, specifically coaching on that topic, of which there are so many opportunities for growth. Just having a conversation out in the open, bringing things that are locked into your mind out into the open, bringing consciousness to it, making them real, can have such a transformative effect. Excuse me. Oof. I like to say I'm in the business of ahas. I'm in the aha business, creating breakthroughs for you, creating those aha moments. And every conversation we have together should be an opportunity for that, should be an opportunity for you to have an aha moment or a real breakthrough in that, it kind of is a mix of many, like, oh, wow, oh, yeah, I should be doing this differently, or I never really thought of it that way, or that perspective really is reframing the way I'm thinking about this one thing. And then that's just part one. Part two is then taking action on the awareness that you're creating for yourself. And that's what coaching is. It's a process. It's a process of influence that is, for me, based on a curriculum that addresses so many foundational topics, which is where the Growth Blueprint is focused on. And for those who are dropping in for the first time, I'm going to review now what the curriculum is, so you have some clarity with regards to the content rhythm, the 8-week cycle that I'm operating from. So week 1, and by the way, it doesn't matter whether you're dropping in week 1, week 8, week 5, it's a cycle, it's a process. There's no end to it, or there is at the time of your death, which is a very real thing. And I'm focused on instilling a lifestyle of growth in you that you leverage until the day you die. And you should never stop growing. So week 1, assessment and readiness. Then vitality. Core values. Mindset mastery, time management and prioritization, which is this week's topic. Aligned action, optimization and refinement, and then commencement. And then we start that cycle all over again. And no matter when you drop in, no matter if you drop in every 3 weeks and it's always the same topic, it will never be the same because of the depth of how we are exploring each topic. There is an unlimited amount of stuff to talk about, new challenges that are being presented. And the way that we show up every week changes the context in which we're able to receive this information. So part of it is that we don't give up on the process of the practice, because so much of those aha moments, so much of those like transformations, so much of the breakthroughs happen in the process. It's not just dropping in once a week and then creating that space or that momentum or that reframe in your mind about one particular topic and then actually doing the thing, right? It's about consistently showing up. And you apply that to every element of your life. If you consistently show up for whatever it is that you're doing in life, you're winning. You're fucking crushing it. And there's never been a greater opportunity to rise above than there is now. The standard is so low in this moment in time for excellence, which is kind of depressing, but at the same time, creating an incredible opportunity for so many people who are hungry, who are ready to fight, who are ready to grow, who are ready to invest in themselves, and who are unwilling to compromise on their life. Because at the end of the day, you are responsible. You are the one creating the universe in which you're living in. You interpret, you analyze, but it's all you. Certainly there are things that happen to you, but for the most part, it's in your control with how you manage that and what you're going to do about that and how you're going to create the life that you want for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to be there helping you. No one's going to be there supporting you, not like you will be supporting yourself. And dropping in to sessions like this are vital to creating an abundance of tools and systems and ways of thinking that will create momentum in your life so that you can do exactly that. If you take it one step further and participate in group coaching during our Thursday live sessions, or take it a step further and get more customized support through one-on-one coaching, then you can amplify that process much faster. Because at the end of the day, it's a process. You and I, we have a relationship. We're not friends, okay? We're here to work together towards achieving specific measurable goals and amplifying the overall quality of your life. Now, if that sounds like something you want to be participating in, my first recommendation is that you would drop into a Thursday live session. That's first and foremost. Because, I mean, if you're really, really ready, then you can apply for one-on-one coaching. And, I'll consider if we're a good fit or not. But the first place to start that's available to everybody is the Thursday coaching. So it's every Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. And we talk about our weekly topic. We train. So there's going to be a training on a particular topic within the category, the blueprint pillar that we're addressing. Oof. Super spiky here. And then I invite everybody to share and get activated with group coaching. This is where you have an opportunity to share things that are happening in your life in the context of the topic that we're talking about. And we're going to get a breakthrough for you. We're going to get those ahas flowing because that's what we do. That's what we fucking do. Every Thursday, we're in the business of creating and generating ahas. Those breakthroughs that come into your foreground simply by creating awareness and then amplifying that awareness by sharing it, by vocalizing it, creating the output of the thinking that is so often locked in our mind. So today, our topic is all about time management and prioritization. This is so foundational to operating in life because in general, the concept of, a 24-hour clock time being equal, although that is true, it is also not true. So, recently I've heard of, I forget where I heard about this, and then I guess it's been a thing. I don't know. But some people were saying like, oh, you have the same amount of time, you have the same 24 hours as like a Beyonce or something like that, someone like that. No, you don't. You absolutely do not have the same 24 hours as someone like a Beyonce. She has way more fucking time than you. It's just the way it works. If you have a team of people if you can delegate effectively, if you can create more hours for yourself through systems and optimization and refinement and growth, that's exactly the output of what you do. You create more time for yourself. So, yes, we all operate on a 24-hour clock time for one day, but some people seem to have double that amount of time, and some people seem to have like negative 24 hours because they're constantly playing catch up. So today we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into it. We're going to explore the concepts that I think you could consider in how you look at time, how you reconnect to the idea of time management. There are so many different tools and systems and opportunities to, let's say, explore and leverage. Some may be effective for you and some maybe not. And that's part of growth, is testing. We don't know until we try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing lost too. So one concept that I talk about, again, nothing new, this is like not rocket science here, it's just a structured conversation to be able to create awareness within you to see if something resonates, and then to take action on it, to test, to try, to figure out if it's right for you, if it's a thing that really does create more space and time for you. So in terms of time management, you have some traditional ways of approaching, which are all, I think, really effective, but they're not necessarily effective for everybody. So you have things like the Eisenhower matrix, you have time blocking, you have to-do lists, you have energy alignment of peaks and valleys, you have task batching, and so on. So I like to look at these opportunities as essentially you're creating a hypothesis for yourself, and you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to take my calendar and I'm going to apply certain principles and strategies to see if the output of these systems are in fact creating more time and space, or simply allowing me to be more effective with my time and driving the quality of the output in a direction that is greater than what I was able to do last time. Woo! By the way, we're expecting a massive storm today, technically tomorrow morning, like midnight, and it's been so intense recently with the wind and waves. 3 people died a couple days ago, and 8 people got swept out into the ocean. They were just standing just not too far from here, further down in another town, and a huge wave came crashing over this break wall, and they fucking just got swept out into the ocean. Some people died instantly. They hit their head on these rocks. These are volcanic islands, and this is not forgiving at all. This is, I mean, could you imagine a huge wave smashing your face against here? This was pretty intense, pretty gruesome. And it's just a reminder that you never know when all of this awesomeness is going to end. And to live on someone else's terms is fucking insane. And I'm here to tell you that this channel is going to drive you deeper and deeper into your identity and further away on the dependence and the influence of others. I think influence is important, but when you're making aligned action, decision making, when you're creating a life for yourself that is about abundance, grounding, calm, not feeling like you're constantly catching up on your to-do lists all the time, and really just focusing on the you aspect, not creating something based on someone else's idea of what they want for you. You know, I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to try to crop this up. Woo! All right, look at this. I never even thought of this. I feel like I'm giving a presentation here. So, this is cool. We're going to flow like this for a minute. I like it. Also, I just want to share a little celebration with you. Actually, two cool things that have happened recently, and I'm just excited to share. Number one, we just passed 250,000 views on YouTube. So a massive thank you to all those who are watching, who are here right now. I'm talking to you. Please smash. I can't even, it sounded nasty when I said smash. Please subscribe, like, share, engage. It helps the channel reach more people, and that's my main priority. That's the main goal. So if you know someone that vibes with this type of content, personal growth, mindset, clarity coaching, could benefit from this, then please pass this along. Please share the short form content. Please share the newsletter if you subscribe to that. Please subscribe. All of these little things make such a massive impact. And you know, every time I turned on YouTube and I saw all these creators talking and trying to get people activated through engagement, I'm like, this is so annoying. And I know I'm being really fucking annoying right now asking for this, but I believe wholeheartedly in my mission to be able to empower people, to be able to drive clarity in their life, that this is no longer just about like being a creator. It's a personal thing. It's really, it is so deep and profound in me. My mission in life is to be able to uplift the human experience for you. You are your purpose. That is at the essence my mission in a nutshell, is that so many people are seeking outside validation for things that are relevant to them in their life, and they're completely oblivious to the fact that you have everything you need inside of you. You are resilient. You are a power plant of energy. You have untapped, unmet potential. You just need to know how to properly leverage it. And that's why I've broken everything down into the growth blueprint pillars to make things more digestible, looking at it from a systems perspective, a framework that you can really live inside and do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? It has nothing to do with me. It really has everything to do with you. This dialogue, this ongoing back and forth of, again, reframing ideas, thinking about clarity in a new way. Really, like, you know, it's just like when you get your energy, when you get your core values figured out, you have clarity on what it is that you're doing in life. Every day, it's already been pre-written in a way. You still have all of the opportunities for being spontaneous, but it's based on something. It's not just based on arbitrary like reactions to the world. It's like, I choose this. This is not serving me. I know what my values are. I'm locked in. I want this output, so I'm willing to do this. I'm not willing to do that. Those are not sacrifices. Those are aligned actions. Those are choices that are serving your interests, not only in the present moment, but in the future as well. And so I really want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to everybody that's been supporting me along this journey. And the whole point is to amplify you. It's all about you. It's the journey, it's the progress, it's creating opportunities for growth at every moment, especially when things are not going well for you. That's an opportunity. That's where we become more resilient, more anti-fragile. We train for this. Just like you go to the gym and you lift weights to get stronger, or just like you train on a track, you go swimming, you do whatever it is, right? It's like, without that commitment, without that vision for yourself, it's hard to align your actions in the moment, especially when you don't know what to do, right? So these tools and systems are here to be able to create that structure so you never not know what to do. You're always in alignment, or as much as possible. Of course, you're gonna have days where you're like, fuck it. And that's good too, but you know, because you're conscious of it. It's less about the unconscious reactive behavior and shifting to a controlled mindset that is empowering in alignment with where you want to go in life. So again, I'm so grateful for the support, and to me it's an indicator of the impact that I'm having on your lives, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your engagement, if it wasn't for you watching or commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, signing up for Thursday's coaching session, getting coaching. And then all of my one-on-one clients too. You know, the transformations that are being created on a weekly basis for them is driving progress forward in their life. And there's nothing more fucking, oh man, it's like you get fired up, you get really jacked up on life, because it's the thing that separates those who truly have a certain richness for life. You know, you just can tell those people, right? They're smiling all the time, even when things are not going their way. They know it's part of the process. They're not locked into the outcome in that moment. They're locked into the lifetime outcome. You know, we're talking about years and decades here. We're not talking about weeks and months. It's about having a clear vision for the future. It's about supporting your future you, right? And the only way you can actively do this consciously is by having done the work, going through the growth blueprint, getting clarity on your core values. We've talked about this so much, but you're basically either having your values chosen for you or you're consciously choosing them. And I'm in the camp of having my values chosen by me. You know, I'm not in the camp of I was a while ago, you know, like fucking 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, just a reactive state of mind, everything circling around me, and not having clarity on what really was important to me until I started to think about it and give weight to that meaning that I created. So it's less about reacting and it's more about creating, you know, if you want to break it down in a simplistic way. So the second cool thing is yesterday at the gym, I fucking smashed a major PR. I did on my 6th set of decline leg press, where I moved 475.4 kilograms, which is well over 1,000 pounds, for 3 reps. And I felt fucking amazing. And that was my 6th rep. I started like, 100 and something kilos for 12 reps, and I just kept adding more weight and more weight. And it wasn't until the last 2 sets where I went from like 10 reps down to like 6, and then finally 3 for the heaviest set. And I just wanted to share that with you because it's a moment that I will remember, and it's a moment that is locked in my new basis for which I am striving to break through next time. You know, it's like I'm on a 4-day split. I train every other day, so it's going to be another week before I get back to the leg press, and we'll see what happens next. But that was a major breakthrough, and that's a lot of weight. I see people on the internet moving substantial weight, and I'm like, man, just working my way up to that. It feels fucking amazing, and it's that consistency that I speak of so often that really is the catalyst for all future-oriented growth. It's the thing that you never, ever, ever want to give up on. Even if you're not fucking feeling it, even if it's difficult, especially when it's difficult, especially when you're not feeling it. Those are the moments. That's the differentiator between you staying true and locked in, or you retreating into comfort and essentially not tapping into growth, or you're leaving all that growth on the table. And so the moments when we feel like lazy or when we're just not feeling it, there are so many things that we can do to reframe and change our state to be able to lean into that discomfort and understand that once we start whatever activity that we're confronting all this resistance towards, within 10 minutes you'll be like, you know what? I feel so much better. I'm making progress. I'm creating momentum. Toggled on progress mode instead of fucking retreat into comfort mode, you know? And the name of the game. If you want to condense all of this wisdom down into such a granular, singular, overly simplistic thing, it's about consistency over anything. Those who show up every fucking day for themselves with a mindset that says, I'm showing up, I'm operating in alignment with my values, with my aligned action. I know how to properly manage time. I know that whatever I do today, I'm moving forward. Even if you're at 50% of operational health, let's say. Maybe you went out last night, maybe you drank a little bit too much, you're fucked up this morning, you're hungover, this, that, whatever. The fucking moon is a little, it's waxing gimbus -2, whatever the fuck. And it's like, show up, do the thing, be consistent. And if you just do that, if you can just fucking lean in, okay? And it's like, that is the secret to life right there. That is the secret. You just keep showing up. You keep honoring yourself. You keep working and striving towards that 1%, that 0.5% better every fucking day. And you know what? 1% compounded over a week is a fuck ton of percentages. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a genius at math to know that. And not showing up is not operating from a place of love. It's not honoring yourself. It's not being true to your long-term vision. And we're about continuity of ideas and action here. Everyday action wasn't named arbitrarily. It's because action is the driver of everything. You can have the fucking best idea in the world, the next $1 trillion business idea, but if you sit on your ass and you don't do fuck all, you know what? The person with $100 million idea who shows up every day, well, that guy's a fucking winner, right? That's the difference. And so, even if it's a shit idea, they're still gonna win because they're showing up every fucking day. Now, the quality of your output, it's like, there are levels to everything, right? So, at a certain point, it's just not gonna be enough to show up every day because you realize that the output of your effort needs to be maximized as much as possible. So, it's like, work smarter, not harder. Those analogies apply very much so to the quality of the output. And so when we think about time management and prioritization, we need to get clear that we're not fucking robots. You're not a robot. You're a human being. If I punch you, you're gonna be like, ow, why'd you punch me, bro? If you don't train, if you don't move your body's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing to me? If you shove fucking Big Macs in your fucking face every day, what do you think is gonna happen? Okay? So it's not just about the knowledge base, it's about distilling that knowledge, applying what you feel is right for you, and then taking action and leveraging that, okay? And then creating an output, and then reflecting, refining, optimizing, and running it through again. That's the only way you're gonna make substantial progress in anything that you do. You're running systems, whether you're conscious of it or not. Everything that we do is essentially a system, okay? Habits are systems. Habits come and go, but systems are the things that build resilience around. It's like it's kind of like the default mode network where you're not even thinking about anything, you're just doing. Well, if you have a fucking system that's generating the output that you're looking for and you're doing it consistently, you have to stop, you can just stop thinking about doing it because you're so in flow and that system is serving you in the way that you want. And you will know very quickly whether things break down in these systems. And it could be energetically, it could be a more technical aspect that pertains to automation that you've implemented in it or whatever. And so, you know, everything is a system. If you take like your evening routine It's really a precursor to your morning routine, right? And what you do in the morning is simply a precursor to what you have planned after your morning routine. Everybody on planet Earth has an evening routine and a morning routine. Everybody, 100% of the time, without fail. And you can try to prove me wrong, but it's a mathematical impossibility, okay? And how I know this is because everybody does more or less the same thing for them every evening and every morning. You're going to be going to bed. That's a consistent. And you're going to be doing some basic bodily functions before going to bed. It's the same shit when you wake up. You wake up and you basically do the same shit every day. Obviously there are exceptions, but more or less it's the same. So to be conscious of this, to optimize, and to be able to do the thing that you want to create the output that you want, that's a system, okay? And getting clarity on that system will drive progress, because you know what works, what doesn't work, simply by testing. I feel like I've been on a super tangent now, so I'm gonna swing back to talking about something that I really, really enjoy, which is using a calendar as a living, breathing document. And time management prioritization is something that I've been particularly interested in, and there's so many debates about what is effective, what isn't, blah, blah. I like all of it, baby. I like the entire fucking thesis packet for time management and optimization, because you will find out that different systems work in different contexts more effectively than others. So we're going to use the example of reflecting on our time as a vehicle to drive clarity in how we can better plan and organize our time. And so this starts off by taking whatever system you have for your calendar. It could be a traditional calendar that you have on the wall, a digital one, an AI one, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever system you have. I like to use the Apple Calendar, just like a regular calendar or Google Calendar, whatever. And I create multiple calendars for very specific things. So all of my production, my video production, my content production, my text production, all of it is in red. Anytime I block out time that is pertaining to that task category, it's all in red. My daily tasks, when I wake up, when I go to bed, when I eat, chill out time, whatever, that's all in green. Then I have like Eric tasks, things that I'm doing that don't necessarily fall into any category. I have my music calendar. I bifurcate all of these things. Health and wellness is its own calendar. That way, when I wake up in the morning, I delineate what time I wake up, and then my calendar is stacked. And perfect weeks are completely blocked out in different color blocks every day, the entirety of it. And I incorporate travel time within these events that I have to make things simple, because I see the travel time as being part of the actual event that I'm doing. So if it takes me 20 minutes to get to and from a location, I just expand that event to compensate for that amount of time as well. So why do I do this? What does it allow me to do? And how can I then leverage this to create more time and space moving forward? I do this so I know where my time actually went. You need to retroactively consider using your calendar to go back in time and to accurately represent how you invested your time. What is it that you did between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on that day. And I started developing this and expanding on not just the task, but then actually writing down what I did. So using every time block as a journal entry. And if you think about it, everything in a calendar is time blocking, okay? It's just how granular do you want to be about it? So I can see at the end of the week, when I look back on my previous week, how did it go? How did I feel about my energy? How did I feel about my influence? How did I feel about my clarity, my productivity? These are key indicators of aligned progress and momentum that I'm building every day. And I'm looking to compound that momentum as much as possible. So at the end of the week, I look to plan my next week. And I can see my rolling tasks, the things that are non-negotiable, the things that are basically automated. So, excuse me. So for example, I train at the gym every other day. And so it's a 2-hour block of time. And I'm moving that dynamically every other day. And if for whatever reason I don't train because of something, I just delete it for that day because it didn't happen, and then it automatically adjusts moving forward. So I like to know how my weeks are being structured, because I can then leverage my energy to understand where I'm at my best for the most challenging, most mentally taxing tasks that I have planned. And everybody's schedule, everybody's life rhythm is different, right? It's about figuring out what's right for you, and then creating a fuck, I fucked this up. Oh shit. All right, cool. And creating a system for yourself that's easy, that's with as little friction as possible, okay? And we're not looking for perfection here. We're looking for consistency. So when you look back at an entire month and you have all this color coding, and you can see very quickly how much you've invested in yourself, in your relationships, in your specific ongoing projects, what is the output of your time? Having real clarity in how you spent and invested your time, so you can plan accordingly. You fucking know. Come on. It's just like if you sit on your ass and watch Netflix for 4 hours, you fucking log that shit. You put it right there, right in front of you. And that's gonna be a challenging perspective when you review your week, especially if you felt like you didn't accomplish as much as you wanted to. Boom, right there. Where are your energy leaks? Where is the fucking drain of energy and the lack of progress? And if you know that you spend this amount of time on entertainment, this amount of time doing this amount of time doing that, it's fucking laid out for you, okay? And you gotta be honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself and expect to have that be as meaningful in terms of the progress that's gonna create for you if you're not being truthful. Being truthful and adhering to the thing that you say you want to do will drive momentum forward. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You can guarantee it too. Okay? It's not about saying something and then changing your mind and then not having it be reflected in an authentic way. I change my calendar all the time. It's a dynamic thing, okay? Sorry, I'm gonna just clean up this. It's a dynamic thing because we're not robots. We're people who are leveraging wisdom to be able to be more effective, more aligned, to feel calmer about everything that we do in our life, to be in flow, and to create an abundance of energy, okay? That's our main deal. We're not here to fucking lie to ourselves and beat up on our inaction and stuff. We want to be real. We don't want to not reflect what actually took place, but we are not holding on to these things as negative things like, oh man, I can't believe I did that. No. You log it and you move on. You consider it when planning your next week. That's so vital to sustaining momentum, okay? It's not about getting caught up in the weeds. It's about taking opportunity that you are creating for yourself and then using discernment, choosing wisely. Hey, I got this project that I've been working on. It's important to me because it's in alignment with my values. It's in alignment with where I'm looking to go. It's in alignment with my objective for growth. So it's a priority. If it's a priority, it should be all over your fucking calendar. If you tell me that you prioritize spending time with your friends and family, but your calendar is blocked out with work, let me tell you something, my friend. You full of shit. That's not a priority. That's not something that actually means something to you. And if you say and push back, no, it actually is something that means, well then prove it. Not to me, prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself by putting it in your calendar, and then when you review it the following week, you see the alignment, you see the output of your actions. That's proof. That's driving not only the momentum forward, but progress, okay? Because you can create momentum for yourself in the wrong direction. That's something that people struggle with. And just being busy all the time is not actually, it's like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. No, that is essentially a deficiency in misaligned action. Using language like that is limiting our capacity to expand the output of our 24 hours, of our 36 hours, of our month, our year. Okay? It's not about being busy. Being busy is like, it's basically, it's what lazy and procrastinators say. Lazy people, okay? Like busy, 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 busy. Okay, you can fill your days in a meaningful way with presence, with a sense of exuberance that is unmatched, because when you are in alignment, you're not focused on the amount that you accomplish in any one day. You focus on making meaningful progress towards your aligned goals. It's a massive distinction. Will he make it? Oh shit. All right. That was a good little ramble. So, less is more. Think of it this way, right? A to-do list is only going to serve your interests when you can reduce the list to a specific sequence attached to a project. You don't want to have fucking like a to-do list that has 900 things on it. You're never gonna get that done. It's not a thing. No one, like, just, I can't even wrap my head around it. The thing to consider is leveraging all of the tools that are found in the Growth Blueprint Time Mastery and Optimization course. And within the course, the output is not only a profound knowledge base of wisdom and system and tools that you can then implement where appropriate. But it's like leveraging everything to create a system specific to what you're looking to achieve. My holistic system across the board with regards to my time management is using my calendar as a living document, something that is constantly being updated retroactively in the moment. It's full of stuff. It is stacked from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. All I see is colors, okay? Well, man. And so what this does is it creates a baseline for me to leverage. Now I have more granular projects, right? It's like you start high level and you work your way down. This is the high level system. So it's about blocking off specific things that are recurring, your automated tasks. You know, my first calendar block is good morning. It's 7 a.m. and I have it running automatically every day. Same thing with my good night sequence. It's between 10 and 11 p.m. So I know that I want to be waking up at 7 a.m. every day. Now, it doesn't always happen. Today I woke up at 8. So the first thing I do in the morning is I just drag my first block to 8 o'clock. And then I have that hour there. And so some days when I have planned more aggressively, I have to reorganize how I think the day is going to unfold based on how I woke up. But that's fine. It's malleable. Nothing is set in stone. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying, like, this is absolutely the way it has to be done. It's a framework. It's being dynamic within a system so that it guides and influences you, because it's a process that you've put compute power into developing for yourself. And so health and wellness is another one of those things. Generally at 3 p.m., I block out 2 hours every other day. But some days my clients train in the morning, some days in the afternoon, whatever, and some days I can train in the morning. So I just move my blocks around, reflecting reality. And what's fascinating to me is the output after a week of reflection. I know when I performed at my best, and I can then see what I was doing before, whatever that activity was, when I was like, oh, that really clicked for me. That was something that I should consider structuring it in a way to amplify. And then maybe next week I do that and it works. I'm like, new system update, boom. I know that I need to be doing this before I do that. And if at all possible, I'd like to do that because I know that the output of that secondary thing is going to be so much better. And here's an example. So every Tuesday, I dedicate to short form content, okay? That's scripting, shooting, editing, publishing, queuing up, and all that. I publish every day, but that day is an emphasis exclusively to short form content. So I had a couple scripts. I recorded them last Tuesday. It just wasn't clicking. I just didn't like it. It didn't work. So I was like, all right, ran out of time in terms of the day. It's not, I'll be clear, there's certain things that I do every morning and then I start my single task for the rest of the day. And so my point is that when the day was over, I still felt a sense of accomplishment and progress and momentum. Because just because something doesn't work out the way you wanted to, and you still did the thing, you still fucking showed up, you still did it. That was a rep that you wouldn't have done if you didn't do the thing because you didn't feel like doing it. So after I watched it, I was like, you know what? There was like three videos. 1 was good, 2 needed to be reshot. And I moved on to doing other things pertaining to that day's task. The following week, this week, Tuesday, boom, reshoot. But I restructured my day, so I trained before, I came back, I was fucking pumped up. That was yesterday, actually. When I got that PR, I was like super jacked, I was well rested. And then I came back, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I did it in a fraction of the time. It was channeling the best that I had to offer, and I did the thing. But when I reflected with my nightly journal, and one of the prompts is, what's one thing that I learned about myself today? I delineated like, wow, I perform so much better on camera if I train before I shoot. And I was like, wow, that never even occurred to me. It's so simple. So it's like, that was an aha moment. That was a major fucking breakthrough, because the output of my aligned action created such a differential between last week and this week's output. I'm like, boom, locked in, new system update. Next week when I'm planning, I know that on Tuesday, I want to prioritize health and wellness if in fact I'm training on that day. And if I'm not, then to block out an at-home training session before I start shooting short form content. Because based on my previous week, I know that when I did that, the output was greater. And I know that based on the week before that, I didn't do that and the output was weaker. The overall quality, the overall capacity to connect with you in a more profound way. Fuck. That's growth. That's system optimization in real time. That's not being locked into a framework that's not actually serving your interests. This was massive. And so this is the type of work we do in the Growth Blueprint. This is the type of work that we do in one-on-one coaching and group coaching on Thursdays. It's what's available to everybody when we stop and think and analyze and really lean into systems to be able to serve us better. On that note, fuck, that was, I felt good today. On that note, we're going to end today's session with an invitation to join on Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT, Everyday Action Live Thursdays. I was thinking about the domain. The link is in the video description. It's the first link there, everydayactioncoach.com/live. There's no cost to register. You get free access to the Everyday Action community, like-minded individuals focused on personal development, clarity, momentum, mindset. Sharing in community is such a profound way to be able to connect with others in a way that you can learn from. You can create opportunity for growth just in ongoing communication with people who are centered around that one topic. And my hope is that we can build this community together and amplify the human experience for all of us together as one cohesive block. Because you take that energy and you bring it out into the world with you. You're a better husband, father, daughter, uncle, brother, grandfather, whatever. You are just a better overall human being if you're tapped into this, if you're living in alignment, if you're creating the energy at maximum for you in every day because you're able to prioritize nutrition and recovery. These are all foundational principles to the Growth Blueprint. That's why this framework is so powerful, because it addresses all of our human behavior. And it makes it digestible in a way for you to then distill your life into this framework and take action on it. Thank you so much for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. If you have any questions, please drop those questions in the comments. I read every comment and I address the questions when they come up live on camera, and I go live every Thursday where you can drop in, you can ask me those questions in the community. You have me directly at your fingertips, and it's just about using it. Take advantage. See you live on Thursday. Thanks so much for dropping in. Have a great week, everybody.